Welcome to the Nth Degree, where we're talking about the latest trends, technologies, and innovations that are happening across the health and media spaces. I'm Amanda Preto, and I'm here with a familiar to the Nth Degree, Jacob Harrison, who leads CMI Media Group's point of purchase offering. If you've been following the trends in the news, you're aware that the retail space is complex. We're going to use this time together with Jacob today to unpack what you might be reading about in the headlines and what you're thinking about for your own brand. We'll talk about the outlook of point of purchase for pharma and health brands and how we can recommend some strategy for you. Let's get started. Hi, Jacob. It's so great to have you.
Hi. Thank you so much for having me back. I'm excited to do this again with you.
This is great. So let's talk about the exciting and important work that your team is doing. And how about a briefing for our audience, a bit of a 101 around the point of purchase space?
Sure, and of course, we'll start off with the definition of what point of purchase actually is, as many don't know because we kind of crafted that ourselves. So, point of purchase, for all intents and purposes, is retail. We work both in an omni-channel way through in-store activations as well as digital. So, any type of in-store signage, screens, and any other activity you find in stores that promote other products comes from our team, as well as anything digitally. The majority of the work that we do is actually in partnership. So we work with the US's leading retailers across major pharmacies, grocery chains, and some extended retail offerings to make these things come to life.
That's awesome. So, what is the landscape right now? I know that I'm a consumer and I'm seeing store closings. I know that I am in marketing and part of the CMI Media Group team, and we're watching what this means for pharma and health brands. So, can you take us down that road a little bit and talk about both the complexities and the opportunities for our clients?
Sure. So, as you well know, CMI Media Group's always ahead of the game in terms of both the development of new areas of opportunity as well as staying abreast of all the new happenings that are going on in our environment. Retail is very complex. As we've seen since the COVID pandemic, people are just not going to the pharmacy as frequently, and thus it's resulting in a number of store closures. It's not paramount to any real significant loss in terms of the marketing that we're doing. We're very strategic in our approach, and we have great partnerships with our retailers to ensure that where we're placing media is effective for our clientele. Where it is impactful is in strategy. And in January of this year, I actually wrote a POV for the company that was sent to our clients to talk about these things that are going to come about. We kind of saw it coming and were able to forecast against it. So we moved inventory into better, more profitable stores in partnership with our retailers. We were able to develop omni-channel offerings for a number of clients so that we could diversify to digital opportunities as well as the in-store components. And then we started to understand what the landscape was going to transition into, which is smaller square footage stores, much more advancement in terms of digital offerings from a fulfillment and shipping standpoint to get your RX products direct to door. And then there's the component of what's left of the store, which is understanding that these pharmacy chains are really going to become more clinical in terms of their services and provide more diagnostics than they have in the past.
It's so interesting. And I do remember that POV. It was a really good one. And there are so many aspects, and again, to use your word, complexities to the retail space. So even thinking beyond brands, right? Taking a patient first, a consumer first approach, where do you see some opportunity there?
Well, I think there's a number of different things we have to take into account. When store traffic is lower, people aren't out in native environments as frequently, right? We're more in parks and doing activities than we are shopping in store. So we have to diversify in terms of even the media that we consider out of home. So we look at things like digital out of home and trigger marketing through mobile means, email, and programmatic banners to really natively target people as they're just actively moving throughout their day. And we use retail landscapes and retail data to really be able to determine when we're going to use those. So as we see stores in specific markets that maybe don't have a real pharmacy presence, we can still leverage the existing data that we have to show our products to be able to trigger marketing to existing patients and then to really acquire some new patients.
Incredible. So then let's bring it full circle. What is CMI Media Group, and in particular you and your team, Jacob, doing to ensure that we're staying ahead of the curve and ahead of these always evolving changes, this changing landscape? And what should our clients be thinking about in terms of their strategy for next year?
Yeah, so the biggest thing that my department has done here at CMI Media Group is we've diversified our audience. So over the last year, my team has crafted a first in pharma opportunity to target HCPs in retail environments. We have done this through a number of different partnerships, including with two of our retail partners, to ensure that we are able to actually talk to doctors. What this does is it changes the dynamic in the conversation from it being patient led to HCP led. This allows for the opportunity to educate patients and for patients to ask questions on behalf of products that they're seeing in the marketplace. That's the first thing. The second thing is my team is constantly in communication with these retailers. We are far and away ahead of the game when it comes to us as an agency in terms of the development of this retail program, and have pushed these retailers to open up new offerings digitally as we've seen store closures. But most importantly, we're able to be agile in moving inventory that is in stores to ensure that we're providing the best ROI for our clients.
Thanks, Jacob. So that's a great illustration of sort of the landscape and what clients are seeing and the trends that are happening across point of purchase retail. What's new? What's cutting edge? What are you seeing that's exciting for clients to be thinking about?
The greatest component of what I do is the ability to transfer what we've done in direct to consumer work from an OTC standpoint into the pharma world. That's really been my passion. And the things that are coming down the pike are absolutely game changing for our environment, which is things like Walmart Connect's announcement that they're going to be able to deliver to your door within 30 minutes your RX product as well as other front of store goods. That's Amazon announcing that they're testing drone delivery of your RX products. And it's the continued momentum into what AI can serve from an optimization standpoint from digital offerings, from building out new media for us so we can be more efficient in the jobs that we're doing, as well as what it provides in customer service. As we know, when you move from in store to digital, customer service is the most difficult component for retailers to fill the needs of patients and HCPs alike. And so I think AI and having a new customer service platform is going to be altering for patients and their abilities to get the answers that they need.
I love that so much. And you can see I'm getting excited. When I hear about technology and AI with intention and true purpose, again, to serve the human and the patient at the end of everything we're doing, I just think that's so wonderful. I think, we're used to our space having to be always agile, always forward thinking, knowing that things are changing. And I think, the beauty of the industry we're in is that there is a human at the end of everything we're doing. And I think just keeping that in mind makes this all the more meaningful. So while we're talking about stores and inventory and RX lift, we're really talking about how this all impacts a patient getting what they need. And I think that's really incredible. And the work you're doing is incredible. So kudos to you and your team.
Thank you. And if I could leave with everybody with one quick note about this department that's very different from some of the other offerings we have here at CMI Media Group, we have access. So between our third party vendors and our retailers, we have first party data that not only allows us to be more effective in our targeting, but also really take advantage of exclusive inventory only provided by these retailers. That's things like on site and through their own DSPs that allow us to target these individuals one to one. This is not accessible through the common trade desk or other opportunities or other platforms, and it really allows us to have a diversified as well as a distinguished opportunity in the marketplace to hit patients and HCPs alike, in ways that we haven't in the past.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here. This was a great conversation on the nth degree. Brands, healthcare brands, pharma brands, if you are wondering how to leverage the point of purchase space for your strategy next year, be sure to talk to Jacob Harrison and his team. Thank you so much for joining us on the nth degree. Remember to like and subscribe.